Kalimba,
Kalimba.
Kalimba, Kalimba Club. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. Welcome Squidward. Welcome Squidward. Welcome to welcome to the club,
Where
everybody.
are you guys part of the
Blinding,
Kalimba Club?
blinding them with
Fucking
the
glaring off like you.
reflection.
Okay, because this is all I
Guys,
want to do now.
in case you're listening in the future on Spotify, Um, we both have indulged in buying ourselves Kalimbas. If you don't know what a
Yeah.
Kalimba is, look it up. I'm not here to
Uh,
educate you, except I will show
that's what I'm
you.
saying.
This is what it
Listen,
is.
listening to this in the future, that's actually kind of cool because listening back, this was actually the humble beginning of our Kalimba career, wasn't
Yes.
it?
Yeah, yeah.
This was like where everything started, and that's kind of like a momentous occasion.
It
Is that we're
really.
getting to like capture that moment
Yeah.
on stream of our Kalimba journey, and I think that's
Yeah.
kind of interesting,
I didn't you
right?
start that whole like hyperfixation? I feel like you did.
Of Kalimbas,
Yeah, where you like one day you just woke up and you're like, I want a Kalimba. And I was like,
I've been wanting a Kalimba for like a year, and then we were
really?
talking about it. Yeah, we've
A
been talking
year?
about it a lot, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna friggin' do it. And then you and I were watching Kalimba videos and all
Mm-hmm.
that stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
then we just had this idea in our head, and we both just latched onto it super hard.
Yeah.
So this has been I've been fascinated with playing the piano for a
Mm-hmm.
long time, and I don't have any musical talent. Like I can draw, I can I can sing,
I
but
can
I can't.
sing.
But I can
And I can
dance. Oh
dance,
yeah, I
baby.
can dance.
When these feet
Oh
move,
yes, I can. When
these
these
hills
feet start
sing.
moving,
Oh, shoot. Y'all better go to the YouTube video if you're watching this later,
yeah, you
because.
better watch that. In this bit, Neodoodlez does a dance. Uh,
By the way, we're wearing costumes.
yeah, we're also wearing costumes. Happy almost October,
Happy
everyone. It's
almost
almost time.
October. October. It's over. It's it's October for September.
Ooh, you just wrote that.
And I know the funny thing is, like, on Discord, he can barely hear the kalimba
I
because
can't really hear it, but
same with
I just
him.
heard it's October for September later.
Guys, but I think it really started in Florida because we went to a music store and I was like, I want a freaking steel drum. And you can't just buy a
That's
steel
right.
drum. You
That's kind of when it started.
like the real kind of steel drum that like you see people playing out like by the beach and stuff. They
Yeah,
have the little tiny handheld ones that have like 5 notes that you can hit. And I was like,
which are pleasant. They're nice.
it's very calming, just like the kalimba is. Which, by the way, if
Hmm.
you even if you're not musically inclined, this is like the most relaxing, healthy thing for anybody to like add to their hobbies because like I
Oh
know
yeah,
that we were both sick of scrolling through social media. Like I genuinely feel like I'm losing my freaking mind every time I open social media, TikTok. And when you got your kalimba, you were playing it for me just for like hours. And I was
yeah.
listening and like I was like, "Oh my god, like this is the answer. Everybody just needs to get a kalimba."
We're part of the Kalimba cult.
The kalimba cult. It is so relaxing both to listen to and to play yourself. Like I said, you don't have to be a super talented musician to play this. You can play a couple notes here and there and like you'll figure out a song even if it's Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Like you'll
It's so
figure it
easy.
out.
You could be hitting random notes
It's
on
still
your
it's
kalimba,
all like
and I'm
even just like dragging your nail across like it's like a harp. It's
oh,
so beautiful.
it's so nice. Like you could be playing this like a elementary school student playing the
Yeah.
xylophone,
Which
and it's still nice.
I'm sure that like in elementary school they do use these to teach children because they're so easy.
Oh, I'm sure
Um
they've implemented kalimbas. Back in my elementary school, we actually had a very like robust selection of
yeah.
instruments. We didn't really do the recorder. Well, we had like a small recorder,
Mhm.
I guess a unit of school, but we also had like xylophones and all that stuff. All the like the little stupid, what are those called? Like the percussion instruments. We had them
Oh,
all.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the wood instrument. Are they the wood ones?
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't know the name of it. My first thought was cowbell, but that's not what you're talking about. But it's kind of the similar vein of like keeping time, like keeping rhythm. It's like dum
Yeah.
dum dum
Well, there's
dum
that, but it's like it's the one with all the keys on it.
with the keys
Like
on
it
it.
looks, and you have the two little sticks, and you're you know,
Not so it's
a
not the xylo.
xylophone.
Oh, it's the xylophone. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, xylophone, but like all the variations of the xylophone. So they had
Oh.
the dumbleophone, which is like the deeper one, and the hellophone, which is the high one, right?
Uh-huh. Are you
So
sure that's what they're really called, or is that just what you learned when you
I
were a
made those
kid?
ones up. I made those ones up,
I was gonna
but
say, I was
it sounds
like, okay.
the dumbleophone sounds real.
The Dumbo phone.
The dumbophone.
Is that the one that elephant plays? I remember he
uh,
played that.
he played it. But yeah, I always had this fascination with playing the keyboard and the piano,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not. I don't know. It's hard for me to when I watch you play the piano, which is by the way, if you don't know, she's an incredible pianist. Like she's actually
Oh,
super duper talented, and she'll be humble about it. But like she was professionally trained for a long time, and
yeah.
one time, and like I've been trying to get her to play it for me for a while, and we ended up going to this music store in Florida, and I decided to play a little trick, and I told this story on the podcast before, but just really quick to get a recap. I'm like, hey, how do you know if a keyboard has good keys? And she's like, well, this is how you tell. And then she like sits down and then she starts playing this freaking masterful piece, and it was beautiful. And that's all I really wanted. I didn't really care if I had good keys or not.
He's honestly, and this is gonna come off as like bad. He's really good at manipulating.
No, that's the worst way to phrase that.
And I mean, what I mean,
You could have made it cute. You could have been like, oh, he's a little trickster or
listen,
something like
well,
that.
you are a trickster, but it's more than that. It's like you, in a very healthy, loving way, you like,
You can't say he's a manipulator, but in a
no,
fun way.
he like, no, right, Token? He's great at manipulating, but like in a way that's like pushing you towards like doing something like that you love or that you should be doing, right? Like
I'll,
a
I'll I'll take that, but
you, well, I will say for me, you understand my brain and that you have to
mm,
sort of not trick me into doing things because you know I deep down I want to do them, but like I
yeah,
my ADHD comes up with all these excuses as to why I shouldn't do it, you know?
yeah.
But you have figured out a way to like be like, "Oh, well what if, how do you know if the piano works?" And I'll sit
Yeah.
down and play it. So it's like it's good, it's healthy. It's not like emotionally manipulating me or anything like that. No, no. Like you'd be good
Okay.
at
It's the word
sales. You'd be really good at
it has
sales.
such negative context,
He
you
has,
know?
if you're not watching the video, he has these little tiny T-Rex arms on his chest. It looks like nipples. Like
They're my little arms.
really long nipples.
Anyway.
I can't. But anyways, I mean that with peace and love that you are
Okay.
great at manipulation.
If put that on my grave. He was a manipulator.
You are motivating. You motivate me. You make me a better
Oh,
person.
thank you. Oh, you make me a better person.
Yeah.
Look at that. We're both taking this musical journey
We're
together.
both on this journey together. You inspired me to buy this, like cuz I knew that you wanted to get it, but when you finally I didn't even know you ordered it, and then you were like, "My Kalimba got here." And I was like, "What? When did you order that?" And then you played it for me and I was like, "Oh my god." I was like, I got to get in on this." And then I went on TikTok and I looked up Kalimba content creators and I was like, "I want to do that." And guess what? I just did. I have
You
a
just
Kalimba
did. What's the
TikTok.
channel?
It's Kalimba Cherry, Cheri, like Cherry the Korok, same name. You could say
Yeah.
Kalimba Sherry, probably. But I just posted my first cover of Yoshi's Story, the theme from Yoshi's Story, on there. And so I would appreciate a follow,
It's very
you
good.
know?
Go give a follow. I followed, I commented. It's a lovely little cover, and I know there's gonna be some good content on there. Because
I'm
honestly,
excited, yeah.
yeah, the first day I got it, you kind of mentioned this. We were on FaceTime, for hours, and we didn't really talk.
No.
I just kind of sat back there just playing my little kalimba. I was so in the zone, and
Mm-hmm.
you ended up falling asleep.
Yeah, no, yeah. You like literally I think at least one night I was like, "Can you just play it while I go to sleep?" and that's what you did.
That's what I
It was
did.
so nice.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, welcome back to the podcast everybody.
Hey, everyone.
We did hope everybody's been well this past week. We did miss an episode. Um
We did.
it's been a crazy week. If you've been tuned into the news in North America or just America, really,
Yeah.
we had a horrible hurricane come through the
Oh, it
southeast.
wasn't great. No.
I live in Georgia personally, where the cone of it's called like the cone of uncertainty, I think, which is such a spooky
Is
name.
that what it's called? That's such a terrible name.
Yeah, I
The
think
cone of honesty.
maybe I'm making that up. Maybe I'm being creative. Maybe because it's
The
spooky
cone of
season.
uncertainty.
Woohoo, the
I think you've
cone
been
of
playing.
uncertainty. But it's a very
I think you've been
serious
playing a
thing.
lot of Zelda. That sounds like a Zelda item.
Yeah, which the new Zelda game is very fun. By the way, we've been playing
Yeah,
that.
it's very good. We've been playing that a little bit. I just was streaming it just now.
Hmm.
Actually.
Yeah. But anyways, ADHD, you will not win today. Not today. We will
Oh,
stay
well,
on track today.
we won't. What's your costume?
No! Listen, there was a horrible hurricane. Houses were flooded. Oh god, cities were flooded. Asheville, North Carolina is gone. Not gone,
Just know
but
she opted to tell you about
destroyed.
the horrible loss instead of her fun little Halloween costume.
Listen, we got to talk about it
That's
because
of note.
it's directly affected me and people I know, and
True, that's true.
I did not think that it would destroy Asheville. Like that was not on my radar of places that it would tear apart. Of course, Florida, obviously, that's a given. But I
Yeah.
feel like Asheville has had it much worse than Florida, which is crazy. I just never imagined that it would be that bad there because when you look at North Carolina, like, yes, it's kind of close to the East Coast, but when the hurricane's coming up through Florida, you wouldn't think
Mm,
that it would do the worst damage in North Carolina. When it came through Atlanta,
yeah.
and we didn't have any flooding in my neighborhood. We didn't have any, no houses, no houses really damaged. Like I saw some trees like that fell down. There was a tree that fell down right outside my bedroom, but it was like a skinny tree. It wasn't like one of the
Yeah.
big trees that we have.
I was
Downtown
definitely worried. I
Atlanta,
mean, you had to do a lot of it's always good to be careful, even though like thankfully you didn't have a lot of damage. It was just like the
yeah,
let's
no,
buy food that doesn't require power to be cooked. Let's charge our devices. Let's
yeah.
download our episodes of things so we can watch some stuff.
Which
What
I
I mean?
didn't
It's like
lose power. I didn't.
it lasts for like 30 seconds.
For like 30 seconds while I was awake, and then I was asleep. So if it did, it came back on shortly afterwards.
Yeah,
But the the real storm didn't come until the middle of the night. And until then, like it was raining a little bit, but the winds hadn't really picked up at all, so I had no concerns. And then I also will admit I took a NyQuil because I wasn't feeling too good, and so that kind of kept me out. Which I know
you also got to skip the
during a statewide emergency is probably
it
not the
might be
smartest
dangerous. It
thing,
might be a little dangerous.
but it was fine. It was fine, and I had a
It was
very restful sleep.
nice.
Except I was woken up to a very loud noise, which I realized was the tree. I didn't realize it at the
Yeah.
time, but I woke up and I was like, something just fell, and I like looked out my window and I didn't see anything, but it was like out of my line of sight, and it was dark outside, so I couldn't see what it was until the morning. But yeah, everybody was fine in my family, and my parents' house in Florida is fine
Good. That's
somehow.
awesome.
It's
I
a
will say that obviously Mandy and I have been talking about um, so both of us we would like to have a more permanent living solution, hopefully
mm-hmm,
together
mm-hmm,
very soon, right? Um, so we've been talking about what is the best option Is it
Mm-hmm.
the States or is it Canada? And we're both, thankfully, we're both open to either one. I
Yeah.
am open to moving there. She's open to moving here.
Mm-hmm.
We're basically whatever works at this point, but there are pros and cons to each. We both love our home, but I also love Atlanta as well, and
Yeah.
I love the States. Um, and I've had great experiences in all the places we've been there. I will say, in terms of natural disasters that we experience here,
Mm-hmm.
it's zero.
Yeah.
I've never. It's actually zero. I've never experienced a single one in my life. Uh, that's not true. We had a tiny earthquake. It
Mm-hmm.
felt like my chair was like, and then it stopped. And that was it.
Yeah.
I thought my stepdad was behind me moving my chair friggin' with me.
Mm-hmm.
And he thought the same thing. I went out there. I was like, "What was that?" He's like, "I thought you were messing with my chair." And that was the extent of the natural disasters we have. We have nothing here. I'm not saying in Canada we don't. I'm just saying in
You guys don't
Ontario
have
we don't.
like, yeah, you guys don't deal with like hurricane season and earthquakes on the West Coast. You guys don't deal with that.
No,
Um, so yeah, I would say Canada is fairly safe from the natural disasters, but
from the earth.
yeah, and honestly, like Georgia, we don't really experience that either unless something's coming from Florida and we deal with like the heavy rain and wind. But we definitely don't deal with the hurricanes like Florida does or
No,
even,
that's like
you
an
know.
extreme. When you live near the ocean, that's just kind of a given. You're gonna get
Oh, Gus just
a little
subbed.
prig.
Thank you for the sub, Gus.
Hey guys, thank you for the Twitch people. First of all, the Twitch people coming through. Follow us on Twitch. We say this every episode. If you haven't
Yes.
already, you should be watching these episodes weekly. They're we do these every single week, either Sunday, Monday,
Yeah.
or Tuesday.
And I get worse at promoting that every single episode. So
Every single episode.
we get
So
farther
hey,
and
we're
farther in every single week.
sometimes we might acknowledge people in chat. If you're confused, it's because we're acknowledging the people who are here live. So you got to
Yes.
come party with us live. It's a party in the sense that we're wearing little
It's a
costumes. I'm wearing
party.
the Bio Lizard from
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
And I'm some kind of like, I don't even know. It's a Kuromi sweatshirt, but it's like a little like demon ear thing. I
I
don't know.
thought you were Batman.
I am Batman.
Ooh, cool Batman costume.
Thank you.
Very relevant right now.
Yeah, but Gus says he loves the hoodie, so thank you, Gus, for the sub and thank you for the
I
compliment.
appreciate it.
October's
Yeah.
tomorrow, y'all. It's spooky season tomorrow. Can you believe it?
It's tomorrow. I've already been indulging a little bit. I mean,
Me
I'm
too.
a big pumpkin spice
Oh, I've been doing
boy.
pumpkins since probably beginning of August.
Oh, and then my friend made me some pumpkin spice cookies yesterday.
Oh,
Oh, that was lovely.
mm.
And you just made a nice little soup because it's also soup season.
Yes, I just made
Also
the
soup.
first like stew of the season. It was a salmon, coconut, lemon cream soup with potatoes, carrots, broccoli, onion, garlic. What else did I put in there? I think that's everything. Um, Very easy, very like budget friendly soup too. I think
It
all
looked
I
incredible.
think it was incredible. Oh, Old Bay. I put Old Bay in it. Oh, girl.
That okay? Has
Ooh.
anybody here not heard of Old Bay seasoning? Because I hadn't heard of Old Bay seasoning until like 3 months ago when I first went to Florida. I don't think we have that here,
Mm,
but it's
that's a
so
shame.
friggin' good.
It's one of the
We
best
put it on
things.
everything.
Yeah, it
We
goes well
tossed
on
it on
everything.
everything we made. It does. It's so good.
Chef
I think they
Boyardee, put
advertised
Old
that
Bay.
on the packet, right? Chef Boyardee, Hamburger Helper, all those lazy people foods. Put some Old Bay on it.
It gives it a little bit more saltiness and it brings more flavor to whatever you're eating. But that soup,
Old,
dude.
oh yeah,
Mm,
that sounds good. Especially with like I feel like
mm.
with the salmon in it.
Yeah,
Old Bay
anything
and salmon got
fish dishes, like you got to put some Old Bay on that.
you gotta put some Old Bay.
Ooh.
Old Bay, I'm told in the chat by Noodle on Twitch, Old Bay is a U.S.
Mm,
staple. Okay, that kind of explains it.
yeah.
I don't see any Canadians in chat right now besides Token Duelist. If you can confirm if you've heard of Old Bay seasoning, I would like that.
Uh,
Um, oh, Silver says, unless it's a Southwest kind of thing, no, nothing like that here in the Northwest.
that kind of
Oh,
makes sense.
interesting.
It is a Louisiana thing, I'm pretty sure. And in the South, we love I don't know. We got some
Okay.
good seasoned food here in the South, so I'm not surprised that it didn't really make its way out. Maybe up in like Maine they use it because there's a lot of
Hmm.
like fishing and stuff like that up there. But it's definitely like a Louisiana like southern seasoning.
So now we know the next time you come here, you have to bring not only Old Bay seasoning, but you
Hmm.
also got to bring me a, boil the bag of peanuts.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard of these boiled peanuts?
Well,
That's not a thing here.
has anyone had boiled peanuts? And if you haven't,
That's the question.
you got to.
Boiled peanuts. It comes in this bag. It's called boil the bag,
Hmm.
and you toss it in the pot in the whole bag, and it like salts them and seasons them, and
Hmm.
and they're all still in their shells, and you like break them open. They're so soft and
It's salty,
salty
yeah.
and yummy. And I'd never heard of this. Apparently, it's like the friggin' southern delicacy.
Y'all hating in the chat. I literally do not want to hear it because if you've never had it, I don't want to hear it.
No, it was. I was like, "What the frick is boiled peanuts? Americans are freaks." And
It's
then I had it. I'm like, "Oh, you guys are onto
Well,
something."
here's the
Excellent.
lore. Here's the lore behind boiled peanuts. If you're doing a road trip down to the beach in Florida, if you drive through Georgia, at some point, especially if you go to the Panhandle, if you go to like South Florida, you might miss it. But usually there will be stands on the side of the road where people are selling boiled peanuts, peaches, whatever, what have you. But traditionally, like you will stop on your way to the beach and get a bag of boiled peanuts and you eat them on the way to your house or whatever. And they're so good. If you haven't had them, I'm so sorry. But you can buy like he was talking about, you can buy like boil in the bag where you make it at home. You just put it into a pot of water and it like, simmers it or boils it, and then you have a bag of boiled peanuts and it's like a oh, it's such a good snack. I don't know. So good.
It'll forever remind me of your dad because your dad was so kind.
Mhm.
So, um, your mom got your dad a box
Yeah.
of boil the bag peanuts, just a box of them. So I had like a bunch of bags in them, and he goes, "Neodoodles,
From
you're
Twitch
Canadian.
dot
You've
fart.
never Twitch.fart. You've never tried this before because you are a Canada boy.
It's true. That's what he said.
I need you to." He gave me part of his Christmas gift, and he hands it to me. He goes, "This bag is yours now.
That's that
Use it
southern
wisely."
hospitality right there.
And I'm like in tears. Peanuts.
Oh.
No, it was actually super kind of him. Like
Yeah.
he was sharing his Christmas gift, and it was the sweetest thing in the world.
Mhm.
And then we went home, we boiled the bag of peanuts, and we watched the newest Hunger Games movie, and it was the best
It
Christmas.
was the best Christmas, honestly. But my parents are the type of people, my dad especially, like especially with somebody who is not from here and there's things that he knows that you haven't experienced yet.
Yeah,
He's the type of person that will be like, "Oh, take this bag and go eat this." It's, like he just wants to share that
yeah.
our I guess our culture, southern culture
I
with
love him. He's so
other
sweet. He's
people.
the sweetest guy.
He's
Like what
so
a
sweet.
welcoming man.
Yeah, he's the best. He's so sweet.
Yeah.
Gus agrees with me about the stopping on the side of the road for them. The more haphazard and ghetto the stand, the better the peanuts. Thank you for like kind of censoring peanuts. I hate Twitch so much.
I
Um,
gotta. Yeah, I need that. We meant to have some again in Florida, but I forgot.
the thing is, the last two times that I've driven, I haven't really noticed any boiled peanut stands. I've noticed like we
We
got
there's
pecans.
some in the house that we're staying.
There are, but we didn't. We didn't. So he went away for a second. He covered his eyes with the teeth of the dragon.
Oh, I realize I won't be able to read chat, but it's
It's
okay.
fine. I'll be your eyes.
Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't really notice any boiled peanut stands to or from Florida, but
That is a shame.
the most experiences I've had is like going to Panama City, which when we're going to where we go, we don't go anywhere near Panama City. So
Yeah.
it might just be that route. I don't know. But they are so good. I highly encourage anyone if you find like the boil in the bag stuff at the store. I don't know if like you could find them out west if it's a thing. But if you ever get the
Let me see if
opportunity,
I can find it. I'm gonna
find
do
it.
this live.
Yeah, we're
I'm
doing it
gonna check
live.
Amazon.ca.
This is crazy. I didn't
Boil
think that
the
there was so
bag
many people who
peanut.
didn't, who hadn't heard of it in chat. But they're like
Uh,
the best thing ever. They're salty though, so if you don't like really salty stuff, I don't know.
there's canned boiled peanuts.
Mm.
Peanut patch boil. It's $39 a can. Okay.
Oh no, the
Um,
ones I'm talking about, the bags you get on like the side of the road, $6,
yeah.
maybe $5. Even the boy in the
The answer is
bag,
no.
I don't
I
know.
cannot. Let me. I'm just gonna look up boiled peanuts. That's what I'm gonna look up.
Yeah, near me. It's gonna be like
Near
two
me,
thousand miles away.
boiled peanuts,
Oh my god.
not in a can. Okay, it's all the canned ones.
Ugh, that's what I'm saying. It's like you can only find like fresh ones made by somebody else on this side of the road. That's how you know it's good though.
That's such a shame. I just want to buy the boiled bag. How come I can't import the boiled bag?
Maybe you can order it from a company. I can ask my dad where he got them.
I'm just gonna boil the bag peanuts. Okay, collections homepage. Okay, it's $25 for two
Okay.
bags.
Oh, that's not bad.
Okay, that's pretty good.
25
How do I do
Canadian?
this? I don't know if it'll even ship to here.
Huh. It's gonna be like $50.
It says Boil the Baked Peanuts offers a one-of-a-kind culinary experience that combines premium ingredients, hassle-free preparation, and delightful enjoyment with friends and family. Simply put, these are the easiest and best way you'll ever enjoy boiled peanuts. Drop a bag in your crock pot or Instant Pot and let the magic begin. Just add water. We didn't do that. We used a regular pot.
Wow. What did it say to drop them in?
Drop your bag in a crock pot or Instant Pot.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, we just didn't have one of those at the time, but crock pot would
But
be great.
you can do it in a regular pot.
Yeah, which we did.
Yeah.
I love that description though. The magic begins.
The magic begins. Just drop a
Truly is
bag.
magic. I feel like I did mess it up. Like I left it alone for too long and all the water evaporated, and so I came back and it was just like
Frying them up.
yeah,
Have you
frying
guys
them.
ever had fried boiled peanuts?
I mean, that's
Fried bag boiled peanuts.
still pretty good. I love what it was like a burlap sack.
It was, it was like a old
Mm.
timey
Y'all ever
burglar.
had fried burlap?
It
Oh, you gotta have some
was.
fried burlap with
It
old
honestly
bag.
felt like you're a cartoon character stealing money from the bank with that
It
bag that it
does.
was
It's
in.
that exact bag with the little dollar sign.
Yeah, fill it up with gold.
With gold. Just kidding. It's peanuts.
It's peanuts. I'm sorry, it's just peanuts.
I'm just joking. It's peanuts.
That's what they mean by they paid you in peanuts.
Yeah. But like, why though? Because peanuts are so good. Fried. Boiled. See, you got me saying it now. Boiled
You got
peanuts.
now
Boiled
you got me
peanuts.
sick.
Now you got me saying it. Boiled peanuts are so good. I don't know, but I've never had fried peanuts before. I don't know if that's possible. I'm sure it's possible, but
Uh,
like,
sure, yeah.
but nobody does
We just
that.
added more water and kept them going.
Yeah, it was super easy. You just like if you do the right measurements, then it's fine. I'm just not great with that stuff.
I didn't really see them in Florida. I guess it's not a Florida thing. I don't know.
Boiled
We just
peanuts?
had one in the cupboard. Yeah, is
I
it?
just said that they are. You
They
get them on
are
the side of the
okay.
road.
In Florida?
Yeah, like you missed my whole anecdote.
No, I thought you said somewhere else. Sorry, my bad. I was thinking about boiled peanuts.
I was blinded by boiled peanuts.
I was thinking about them,
I painted a
and
whole
then
scene. You missed it.
I woke up after the peanuts because I was thinking about you said
It's
peanuts. So I
because
said,
you
oh
can't
yeah,
see. You've obstructed your
and
vision.
then I was like swimming through the boiled peanuts, and it was like a whole thing. I was like diving into them and spitting them
Diadox
out of my
plays
mouth
in the
in like a
background. Do, do,
yeah,
do,
in
do,
like a
do.
fountain.
Wait, let's see if I can play it. Do, 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 do. I didn't play it. Just so we're
That's
clear.
lovely.
I know I didn't play it. I haven't figured it out yet. I just figured out Yoshi Story. No, I figured out a few songs, but not. I haven't perfected more than Yoshi Story.
That's okay. I've been doing Yoshi's Island. It's weird that we both learned Yoshi songs first.
Well, Yoshi's music is just so cute.
It's cute and simple and suits the
Yeah.
kalimba.
Okay, I
Call
did
me
the
Kalimba Linda.
Super Mario Sunshine theme. No,
That's true. You did.
Gelato Beach. Is that what it is? Uh
No, that's what's it called? Not Gelato Beach. It's
is
the main
Delfino
area. What's it
Plaza?
called?
Delfino
Delfino
Plaza.
Plaza. That's it. Yeah.
How does Gelato Beach go? That's like my favorite song.
Um.
No, which one is that?
Do, 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 do,
Okay.
do, do.
Yeah.
Oh, I might be thinking of the wrong song.
Which one is Gelato Beach? Now I'm like worried that I can't remember it because it's my favorite
We're
track.
gonna.
Gelato Beach.
All those beach soundy ones kind of blend together, but then you hear, you're like, oh yeah, this is the best. You got to learn Peach Beach.
That one's gonna be a little hard, but yes. Dun,
I think
dun,
you got
dun,
because you have
dun,
the 21 key,
dun,
right?
dun, dun, dun. Yeah, I got that 21 key, baby.
I need that. I
Dun,
need the
dun,
one
dun,
you bought.
dun.
I cheaped out of my kalimba. I think I'm soon going to buy a new kalimba.
I'm like already planning out my collection.
Yeah, I
I've
need
been
another
looking
one.
online.
I got the Kalinda fever
I do
right
too.
now.
Kalimba.
Kalimba. That's my stage
Because
name.
they have little teeny tiny ones with like 5 notes, and I want one of those too. And like they have the cutest shapes. They have like pink ones and like ones that are shaped like bears and stars, and so I'm like already looking at other ones, but I want to master this one first before I do that. But they can be
That's
really
a
cheap, like 15-20 bucks.
Yeah, I got mine for about 15 as well. So
Mm-hmm.
it was, and it's like a decent quality one too.
Yours
But
is really good.
I think it's pretty nice. I think the higher notes feel kind of like they're not doing anything.
Me too. I think that's normal.
I think that might be normal.
But it's like a
Uh,
shame. Maybe are they too tight, you think?
it could be. I don't think we're supposed to mess with that though.
I saw on my I got some like an instruction booklet, and it said if there's buzzing, you can like thread a like a shoelace or something, and you kind of lightly pull up on it so it's not so tight on there.
I'm too scared to do that.
Yeah, I know, but I think I'm going to look up like a YouTuber who does kalimba stuff, and maybe they've answered that question because
If
I
I once
want
I
to
get a second kalimba, I won't feel as bad messing with this one.
know. Mhm.
And I'm gonna get a second kalimba. That's happening.
Oh, I mean there's going to be a whole collection, yeah. I mean this is the kalimba club, so
This is the kalimba club. You can't show up with one kalimba to the kalimba club.
yeah, I mean, you guys need to work on getting your kalimbas as well if you want to be in the club. I'm telling you
You
guys, you
do.
don't have to be a musician to play this. Like, it's so easy and it's so
This
relaxing.
is everything, and you get a cute little hammer. This is how you tune it. You like hit the keys like your little friggin'
Like a carpenter.
dwarf working on a sword.
It's so funny. He's like, "Ch-ch-ch." He's like that elf in Rudolph who makes. I want to be a
I'm making
dentist. That
I'm
guy,
making the stupid little toys. I'm just like, oh,
which he's really
what's
annoying.
what's his name?
It's not Yukon.
Flavio, is it?
Flavio. It's not Yukon Cornelius. That's the Steve from the Highway guy.
Steve from the
Um,
Highway. Yeah,
what is the little elf's name in Rudolph that wants to be a dentist? It's like I can't remember it. That movie's
I don't
weird.
remember either.
I loved it though, growing up.
I loved it too. We talked. Hey, but it's spooky season. We have to talk about our favorite Halloween movies.
Halloween movies, okay.
Yeah,
I mean, Halloween Town is like a fantastic, I guess you would call it a franchise, Disney Channel original movies. Halloween Town's classic.
hmm I was really into Hocus Pocus. I loved Hocus
Yes.
Pocus.
Hocus Pocus is, of course, amazing. I love Coraline. That's not technically a Halloween movie, but like people whip
It's
it
like
out.
kind of spooky.
It's
Yeah,
spooky,
it's
but
like
it's
kind of
like
spooky account.
fantastic film if you haven't seen
I haven't seen that
Coraline.
either.
Oh, it's so good.
I'll be honest. I'll be honest. Here's my hot take, and I'm not against it. I'm not a big Halloween person.
That's fine. I'm more.
I don't really do Halloween. I don't really decorate or really get into the spirit that much. I'm not
Hmm.
against it, but I just like it was never my thing.
Yeah.
Uh, because I really like bright and colorful
Hmm.
things.
Hmm.
So like anytime like Halloween season was on, that would mean all the cartoons that I love are all dark and depressing, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
man, but I just want to watch Care Bears, like, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I, and I needed bright colors to enjoy media, but these days I think I like it a little bit more. I really liked Hocus Pocus. The live action Casper movie.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Oh, when Casper turns into a hot boy and dances with what's her name?
Mm-hmm. Is that
Yeah,
what was that? Was that wasn't Hillary Duff? Who was the little girl?
and it wasn't Hilary Duff. No, it
No.
was what's her name? She also played Wednesday. What's her name?
Oh, oh, her name's on the tip of my tongue. Frick.
What's her name, chat?
Christina. Christina Ricci. Is that right?
Christina Ricci. I think that's it.
Christina Ricci.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think that's it.
I think because I just saw a picture of her like yesterday and I saw her name. So I was like, I know I remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic actress. She's so cool.
Yeah, she was cool. She played all those edgy characters.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely like a big childhood crush for me for sure.
Yeah.
But like the Casper movie, I love them. It has some nice little piano music to it too. That
Mm-hmm.
main theme it has, like that was just a really good movie overall.
Yeah. I love
Really, really
Casper.
good movie.
I'm trying
Yeah.
to think. I'm the same way. Like, I definitely am more of a Christmas time person than I am Halloween. Like, I love the treats. Like, I love like all the baked goods and like apple cider and stuff like that. I love
Which
fall.
is funny because Halloween's known for its like little candies and treats.
Of course, yeah, that's exactly why. And like, I like I love like the Halloween movies. Like
Yeah,
the decorations and stuff like that. And I think we just grew up with really good like Halloween media. You
we
know,
did. Yeah,
but Christmas is just like it feels magical and like it makes me happy and warm, and I love the music at Christmas time, and like some of my
yeah.
favorite artists have come out with really good Christmas like EPs and stuff like that. Like Sabrina Carpenter's Christmas EP, I listen to all year round. It's so
Yeah.
good. Yeah. Um but yeah, and I just prefer Christmas. It just makes me happier. But I respect Halloween as well. I just don't
Big
usually
respect to
decorate
Halloween.
for it.
Yeah, neither do I. Um, Noodle in the Twitch chat says, I feel like Halloween is bigger in the US than other countries, but I don't know about Canada. It's big in Canada as well. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I grew up, trick or treating. I know trick or treating isn't really a thing anymore, which is
Yeah.
kind of crazy. Like, people still will do it. I know JT in the Twitch chat was saying earlier that he wants to buy the trick or trade packs of Pokemon cards, which
Mm-hmm.
is just like little tiny booster packs of Pokemon cards that you can give out to kids when they come by to your house
That's
for trick or
nice.
treating, which is cool. I think that's a really interesting thing to get.
Mm-hmm.
I would love that as a guy. I would have lost my mind if I got Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
But um, but I feel like everybody has a similar experience where like over here people used to go all out with their decorating. People would have
Mm-hmm.
these elaborate like decorations and giant statues and things that would move and
Yeah.
play music. Like people would go all out with the decorations. I don't see as much of that anymore. I'll see like some okay, like little minimal decorations,
Mm-hmm.
but people aren't really out and about anymore.
No.
Of course, I haven't really. I used to go out with my niece and nephews when I was a little bit older, like my early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
So I would see, and even then, it wasn't like huge anymore.
Yeah.
Not when I was a kid, and I felt like everyone was out. You know?
Mm-hmm. No, definitely. I feel like kids don't go trick or treating anymore. Like my neighborhood that I grew up in, Halloween was huge. Like like all the adults in the neighborhood were like, like working together so that all the kids like had a great Halloween. My neighbor threw a party every year, and like now I go to my parents' house and I'm just like, "Did you guys get any trick-or-treaters?" And they're like, "Not really." I'm like, that is so sad.
Yeah.
Like, it just makes me
I feel like
sad.
I think that might have been one of the funnest parts of having a house, basically. Because I
Yeah.
lived in apartments. We've never done the giving out candy thing because we always lived in apartments.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't do. I feel like that's kind of a missed opportunity. I feel like kids should be able to go door to door in apartment buildings.
Of course. That would
I
be
think that'd be fun, but
bank if they
that
like
would
got
be,
candy.
yeah, that would be
Like
huge.
8
But
floors of
unfortunately, that was.
candy.
You know what? A lot of buildings are doing now is they'll open up the lobbies
Aw.
and they'll have people downstairs, and you can go to each person in the lobby and get candy from them. So that's another option because there's a
Yeah.
lot of buildings in my area, so people would do that. We would start here, we'd go to those buildings in the area, and then we walk down to the houses, and we would go to those houses, and that was
Mhm.
nice.
Yeah, that is
But
nice.
but
Yeah,
yeah, it's just not big anymore.
it's lost its magic for sure, and like, I'm sure the pandemic has a lot to do with that. But I don't know,
The
things are
pandemic and like general safety, I think, is
safety,
like
yeah.
safety's way down, way down.
And I don't know, I think technology has to do with like everything, so like
Yeah,
smartphones, something it has to something to do with that, I feel like. But mainly it's got to be like pandemic, and I don't know. I think we've just lost our magic as a nation and as a continent, and it's just sad. I don't know.
yeah. I mean, now you just kind of have to lean into like, oh, let's decorate and have our nice little fall treats and get into costume and do a podcast.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm having fun right now.
Well, it's just another like reason to feel sad about being an adult. It's just like, wow, I'll never experience that unless you have kids and you're able to do that with them. Like you're not going to be able to experience that, like going door to door and getting candy and seeing how much candy you can get by the end of the night and then dumping it out on the floor and like counting it and stuff like that.
You know what I would do is I would get candy as well when I would go out with my niece and nephews.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'd be like, oh, can I get some for my other nephew? He's too scared to come up.
Yeah.
And then I would just fill up a bag myself.
Because like I would love to go trick or treating, but it's not socially acceptable unless I like wear like I cover my face or something, and I'm like, hello,
Hello.
hello. I could probably put on a little voice.
I give it a little, I'll walk you. I'll be like your guardian, whoever that is.
Hello.
Be like, say hello to the nice lady. No, you gotta say hello. No, you gotta say hello, or you can't get your candy. Okay, all right, we're gonna go then.
Do you have Mike and Ike's?
They don't have Mike and you gotta say trick or treat.
They don't sell that garbage anymore.
They don't sell that poop. That's
Nobody
poop.
wants that.
Nobody wants the friggin' what are they called? The hot tamales.
The
What are
hot
they called?
tamales, yeah.
They're so gross.
Milk duds.
Oh god, just shoot me in the
Raisinets.
face. If you're gonna put the Tootsie Roll in my bag, just kill me.
Just go ahead and kill me.
Just shoot me in the face. Or Smarties, also known as Rockets in Canada.
Rockets.
Why are you buying those to put
Yeah.
in children's bags?
That's
You
crazy.
gotta know. You've been a children once.
You've been a children before.
You've been a children before. You know what candy's good and which ones are bad. We've only had the same candies for forever.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I think some adults get it and some don't. And I love the like trope of in like media, Halloween media, where like somebody would give out like energy bars, like apples and shit.
I like that. Like you'd always get those houses where they'd be giving away the full size chocolate bars.
Oh yeah.
And like, how rich do you have to be to do that? That's
Mm-hmm.
insane. You get like
Yeah.
maybe it's not so bad. You can drop like $50 and buy 50 chocolate bars.
Mm-hmm.
How many more kids are you gonna get than that?
Yeah.
Right, that's not terrible. How much are the deluxe boxes of Halloween candies?
Stuff is expensive now. I mean, that's probably another reason why people don't put candy out, is because it's just like, oh, do I want to spend $50 on candy that these kids might not come get?
Yeah,
know?
but then I'll eat them. You know what I mean?
Right, but some adults like they don't. It's like, oh, it's so fattening. Like,
Well, I know that, and I've faced the consequences
me
of that, but I
too.
think I'm okay with that. Like I'm
I've
okay with
accepted
it.
it.
I'm okay with my body and myself, and I'm gonna eat.
It's Halloween. It's Halloween. The point of Halloween is to eat as much sugar as possible till you feel
Exactly.
sick.
And I promise you I'll make an excuse at any point of the year.
Me
Oh,
too.
it's my birthday. Oh, it's
I'm having
Christmas.
a bad
Oh,
day.
well, I'm having a rough day. Obviously, I'm gonna order giant 2 pizzas, right?
Oh, my coffee wasn't as coffee as it normally is. I'm gonna treat myself to another coffee.
Yeah, we did that.
We did that. Well, okay, to be fair, if you ever go to Dunkin', you better specify exactly how much of each thing you want in your coffee. If you just say, "Can I get a hazelnut iced coffee?" Guess what you're getting? 5 pumps of sugary hazelnut syrup and 5 creams until it looks white as snow.
Oh my god, it was white as snow.
Why do they think that anyone would want that in their training? Are they trained to put that much in as like a standard amount?
I don't know. Like they should know no person on this earth wants something to be that sweet.
That's
Now,
crazy.
I like a sweet treat,
Me too.
but that was like painful, you know?
It's
That's
like
like
pure sugar, no coffee.
yeah. So I'm gonna need
Hello.
to buy a second copy and then a third one because of the bad experience I had.
Yeah, we after that we went and got you a different coffee from a different place. That one also wasn't good. So it's like,
No, it
what are
wasn't
we
good.
doing here?
So we went back home and I just made one, and that was pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, it's the best when you are in charge of it.
Yeah. Then I can handle it myself, and I'll just get like the pumpkin spice creamer, and then I'm feeling a little fall, a little treat. It's
Yeah,
easy.
I've been using that for 2 months now and I love it. Pumpkin spice creamer is the best way to start my day. The best part of waking up is pumpkin spice creamer.
Dang, I didn't know how you were gonna bring that home, but you did, and that was incredible.
I
You got to play
just
that on
take
your Kalimba.
shots. I take shots of it and just
It's good. It's
it's
good.
good. You asked me this morning because we go to sleep on FaceTime with each other to make it feel like we're in the same we're in the same house, and
Yeah.
you were off work today, it's Sunday, and I woke up, I got out of bed, and I started making my coffee, and I started washing some dishes, and you're like, man, how do you get up and just start going? I was like, coffee. It's a drug.
The motivation to have the coffee
I'm
was
addicted to
like
caffeine and stimulants.
when I wake up on a day off, I'm not leaving this friggin' bed
Yeah,
for at least an hour, probably more,
that's fair.
probably 2 hours, and I'll sit there scrolling. But I watched you wake up, say hello to me on FaceTime, get up and start just going. It was crazy. I've never seen anything like that before.
It's only because of coffee. If I didn't know that there was coffee in the kitchen, I would have done the same thing. I would have been like, oh god, I gotta find coffee. I gotta go get it. Should I pay $20
Yeah.
to order it?
And you know what? I'm currently in a spot where I'm trying to cut out caffeine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying my best. Just because I don't experience caffeine like
Yeah.
anybody does. I don't feel caffeine rushes. So it's not benefiting me in the way that it does a lot of other people. It's not giving me energy. The only reason why I have coffee is because it's a yummy little treat. I
Yes.
genuinely like little coffees. I think they're a yummy, yummy little snack. But if they're not benefiting me at all and stopping the caffeine intake gives me migraines, why don't I just cut it out entirely?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm currently doing. And like, let me tell you, with the amount of coffees I was drinking, the migraines coming off of caffeine, oh,
Yeah, but you get
I
migraines
was hurt.
anyways.
Yeah, but not like this. Not like a
Yeah.
caffeine withdrawal migraine. Like, oh, it was bad. It felt like I needed to take my skull off my head
Mm-hmm.
and release my brain into the wild and just say, fly, just go.
Fly.
So this is my first actual little bit of caffeine. I've had half a Pepsi Zero. This
Mm-hmm.
is my first caffeine in like over a week now. It's pretty yummy.
Yeah. I've tried to do like no coffee, and it just makes me sad. Like I'm just
Well,
like,
that's the thing.
My little
That's the
treat.
worst part is I have no. I love looking forward to a little treat in the morning, and I don't have that anymore because I'm cutting out coffee.
Right. Exact. What do you live for?
Yeah, I
What
like a
was
little
I
thing.
made?
So,
What was I made for?
ooh,
What was I made for besides waking up and drinking coffee? Nothing else matters.
I'm so excited for you to implement this on all your streams. This is a
This is
permanent
gonna be
thing
a
now.
point redemption, y'all.
Yeah,
It's the only
this is
one.
not. This is not going away. This is permanent.
What was I made for?
I forgot to bust out the kalimba on my stream today,
Oh,
but
that
it's coming.
why?
It's coming. It's coming.
Well, also to be fair, you're VTubing. I feel like you have to
I
do
was
face
VTubing.
cam.
You got to do face cam for it. I didn't feel like a face cam mood today. My hair is going to be a wreck. If I take this hood off, oh, I don't even want to do it. Never mind. I'm not going to.
Yeah, the commitment.
No, not do that.
No,
No,
no, no, no,
that's too
no,
much.
no, no.
I've been wearing a hat all day, so my hair is going to be like in 10 different places.
Yeah, my hair.
It's going to be a nightmare.
I mean, yes, I'm in the spirit of October, but also hair not happening today.
Please understand, I'm doing this just because I'm a wreck. Otherwise,
Yeah, please understand this is not for a vibe. This is not for an
this
aesthetic. This is purely because
wasn't
I'm
for a bit.
a sewer rat and I don't feel like not being a sewer rat.
Yeah, I'm a grease princess. That's my actual costume, but it's
Yeah.
not a costume. It's a lifestyle.
Grease princess. I'd love to see that at Spirit Halloween.
Oh, a
It's
grease
just
princess.
you, like, normal.
With my little hammer.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I wish it's too far. I would have whipped mine out too. Our hammers.
Does your hammer look the same as mine?
I think I think so. I don't remember. It is like a it looks very similar to it. But to go back to the steel drum,
That was a long time ago.
that was an hour ago.
Did we talk about that?
No, well basically cuz like Super Mario Sunshine is my favorite Mario game of all time. The music is
Yeah.
peak. Great music to listen to if you're near the beach, at the beach, whatever. We listened to a lot of Nintendo beach music when we were in
We did.
Florida. So I've had it on the brain the last 2 trips that we've taken to Florida.
Well, the
And
main one was Peach Beach, also
oh
known
my
as Daisy Cruiser.
God, we listened to Daisy
Double that.
Cruiser on like a what was it, like a 20-minute loop, like multiple times.
Yeah, that's all you had on the entire time
Yeah,
we were driving around.
because it's
Great song,
so
by the way,
good.
and it suited pre-hurricane Florida very nicely.
Yeah, it was beautiful in Florida, like right up until I left town. Right
Yeah,
before the hurricane.
I left like 4 days before the hurricane.
Yeah, I left. I think I left 2 days before land. What do they call it? Landfall? Is that what they call it? When it touched
Tou-
the
touch
land.
grass, yeah.
When it touched grass. But the Daisy Cruiser version is so amazing because it has that like orchestral arrangement
Oh, the
behind
Mario
it.
Kart 8 version.
Oh, it's so
Oh,
beautiful.
it's beautiful. Yeah, that's some Mario Kart 8's great. It's
If
a
you're
great
ever
game.
feeling depressed driving around, just put on Daisy Cruiser. There's like a 15-minute loop version, and I
Yeah,
swear it makes your day so much better. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I need
If you're
to.
feeling a little anxiety, you're feeling a little sad. First of all, buy a Kalimba. Second of all,
First
listen to
of all,
Peach Daisy Cruiser.
yeah, that and like I want to learn. I need to learn that on the kalimba, but I really wanted a steel drum, which that's a financial investment. It's like $250 for a real steel drum. But like I was like,
That's like the starter one. Most of them are like 3,000.
yeah, that's like one you get on like not Amazon basically. But I was like, man, I just want to be able to like stand up in my room and just play some Super Mario Sunshine music on the steel drum. Maybe I take it out to the beach one day, like just like the kalimba. It's like I just wanted something relaxing that would be pleasing for other people to hear. That's not like a, you know, not that piano's not relaxing, but like sometimes it can get monotonous and like too much. But like the kalimba, it's just like it's a music box. It's lovely.
It's just pleasant. Yeah, like people would play that to go to sleep. So
Yeah, which I
no one's
have.
gonna play with that. I don't know if any of my family's noticed that I've been playing the kalimba yet. They probably have, and they haven't said a dang thing about it.
Well, your room is pretty soundproof, anyways.
It is, yeah, that's true.
But I'm sure they love
I,
it. I'm sure your family, if they can hear it, I'm sure they really appreciate it.
yeah, I've been playing all the hits anyway, so they're like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh yeah, play Sans
Play Justice
Undertale or
Bow.
play Justice Bow." Oh, I love Justice Bow.
Oh my God, there's so many
Play that Austin
options.
Powers theme.
Yeah.
Can you play that? Play the Austin Powers theme.
I don't know. I'm not gonna do that to people.
You're not gonna do that. Dang it.
I'll learn it, but just I'm not gonna sit here and be like for 5 minutes.
Cool. That's a very good Tears of the Kingdom reference.
Yeah, I wish they had an instrument of that. I would buy it if it
Oh
existed.
yeah, I think that's probably all digital, but yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that's what I thought. There is the dun, 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 that is a real instrument.
What is that called?
Marcus would know. I think he referenced it in. It's a Japanese. No, what's it called?
It's not a mandolin. What is it called? It's a.
I've seen guys like playing it on the street before.
Is it
It's
a mandolin?
it's what's it called? It's an Asian instrument, I know for sure, and it's in the
Yeah,
Tears of the Kingdom theme. If you listen at the very end of the trailer theme, the da, 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 it's like very like oh God,
yeah. What is
somebody
that called?
somebody look it up.
Somebody help!
I don't know, but I
A
think
lute.
it's a
Oh, a little
Japanese
flute, a
instrument.
lute.
Japanese flute? No.
Who knows?
I don't know, but it's an incredible instrument, and I'm not saying I would learn it, but love that instrument. Shout out.
Yeah, this is basically where my music interests have led me.
Mm-hmm.
I I would love to attempt the piano again, but that's very hard for me. Doing that thing where your left hand's doing something different than your right, that's near impossible for me. I don't
It's not
I'm gonna try.
impossible. It's just something that you have to practice, and
I
then you
know,
do
and
it
I've
unconsciously.
yeah, and I've seen you do it, and it's very, very impressive. And I'm like, I'm watching people do it, and I've been trying. I've been trying since I was like
Mm-hmm.
a child, trying to do this.
Well, I'm
Currently, I don't have any keyboard out,
I
but
know
I
for a
would like to try
fact that I have my beginner piano books at my grandparents' house
again.
where you literally are learning hand by hand, like three notes at a time, and then you slowly learn stuff where you put your hands together, and eventually, like, after mastering certain pieces, like, it'll come more naturally to you. But it's something that you have to practice, you know?
Yeah,
So it doesn't just come immediately for anybody. Like, even the kalimba, it's like, I'm now having to relearn how to do that in this form. You would think that like I would know how to like play different things on different hands at the same time, but now I'm not using the same muscle memory as I
yeah.
was with piano. It's like this instead of like over keys. So it's like a whole new thing for me to learn, but it's
I feel like
been
there's still some transferable skill though.
there's like with rhythm and stuff like that, and the amount of weight that you put on the keys, like you know um I don't know, like when you're playing a piano piece, you don't want to just play each key with um the same force, because then it'll just sound not like a piece, it'll just sound like clunky.
Yeah,
It doesn't sound like it has that emotion. It's just like da 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 da.
yeah. I need to learn how to dual wield keys like how you're doing because I was watching your Yoshi's story cover,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm seeing you do two keys at once. I'm like, oh, I got to do that too.
Well, that's like I feel like
I've been
that's like the most simple version of what people I've seen people do, like as if they're playing the piano, they're playing different, you know, different rhythms and different notes on each hand, and I'm like, "Ooh, it's going to take me a while to get there," but
I'm starting to try that as well. I've
yeah.
been messing around with that, but I'm making it up. I don't have the musical knowledge to know what's supposed to sound good or what that's even called.
Well, by the way,
I'm just
you have an incredible ear for music. I don't know if people know this, but Neo has a natural gift for playing music just from his memory, like not looking at notes or anything. Like I'll be like, "Oh, Daisy Cruiser" or whatever, or Super Mario Sunshine, and he'll immediately, like after a couple minutes, like figure out the melody. And I was just like, "What? Like you absolutely have musical talent, and you should pursue it."
I would love to. I would. That's
And
one
you are.
like art form that I always wanted to do. Um, and I think this is a nice handheld way to do that. Like
Yeah.
I ordered a keyboard at the beginning of COVID,
Mhm.
and I played it an okay amount. Every day I'll try to play it for like 20, 30 minutes or so.
Mhm.
And like that was the time to do it was during COVID.
Yeah.
But I just like I didn't have enough room for it. It was kind of in the way. I have a small room,
Mhm.
right? You've seen it. You've been in it for long periods of time. So I had to make the sacrifice. I had to move it up to storage.
Yeah.
So I have a pretty okay keyboard. I mean, I'm sure by actual piano standards, that's not very good. You would play it and you'd be like, ugh. But
Eh,
it's okay.
mm, it gets the job done in terms of like learning how to play. That's how most people start out learning
Yeah.
piano. They only have a keyboard like that and they just, they use it to learn the basics. And I will say that like learning piano will probably be easier than playing the kalimba. Just
You think so?
in terms of playing more complex pieces like with both hands, yes, it'll be easier because it's you have more space to play the notes as opposed to just your fingernails, you know?
Yeah, and I know there's like some notes missing on mine as well.
Mhm.
Like some of the, what are they called? The sharps and flats.
Yeah, like yeah, you don't have that on the kalimba. You have to create that by tuning it. But with a
Yeah.
piano, you just have all those notes there to work with. So you'll be able to figure out more music, I think, because you'll have it there, right? Um,
Yeah.
but the kalimba is still it's a great way for you to like get familiar with learning melodies and playing it on something, you know. And
I
it's
want to go play the kalimba right now.
I know, right? It's still C major, so you're still learning the notes and the order of the notes.
I
Um,
don't know what that means, but I trust you.
C major, it's basically like um, da 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 da, like C to C, basically. So you can figure out if you have C major in front of you, you can figure out any contemporary song basically.
Okay.
Without songs that don't have the sharps and the flats basically. So,
Okay.
um that's basically what that means, but
I've been trying to play some more, I guess, complex songs, and I'll hit a point where I'm like, oh, this note doesn't exist on
yeah.
this thing.
You can create
So that's
it,
the thing.
but you'd have to put it back is the thing, like if you wanted to play
Yeah, and
something
I
else.
don't want to figure. I'll just buy a 21 and see if that helps.
Mhm.
Have you been experiencing that with your 21?
The sharps and the flats.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think any of the kalimbas have flats or sharps. I think it's typically just
Higher key.
C major scale. So,
Okay.
um you've got two octaves of C major. So C D E F G A B C. You've got the lower octave and then the higher octave. I think they all come that way. And if you want a sharp
Okay.
or a flat, you've got to alter whichever note it is that's closest to that to play a
Okay.
certain song. But I think most people just buy a different kalimba and have it pre-set to like have those notes. I think. But
So I need to
um
do that with my kalinda.
yeah. So
My third kalimba.
either buy like another cheap kalimba that you have with sharps and flats so you don't have to ever change it. Um
Yeah.
and just play certain songs with that. That's what I'm gonna do too, because I don't want to change it back and forth. That's gonna be
Yeah.
too
Yeah.
tedious.
I'm too nervous to do that. I'm new. Okay, we're new to the
No,
kalimba club.
but you did tune
I know we
yours.
mentioned. I did, and that was very fun.
Yeah, I kind of want to do it. I
It's
mean,
fun tinkering, you know. It's just like a little toot 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 toot, tapping with your little hammer.
yeah,
I feel like a little dwarf, you know.
I didn't. To be fair, I didn't check with an app if it was all in tune, but just based on my memory, it sounded like it was in tune. Because
Yeah.
I did a scale check to make sure it all lined up.
Well, I feel like you're able to do that. Like,
Yeah,
you know notes and what they're called and the letters that correspond. I couldn't do that.
yeah,
I could not do that.
that's fair.
I would check because there's subtleties between the
Mm-hmm.
notes. So I had some that were close, but I had to like fine tune them.
You're probably right.
And then yeah. So I would do that because I feel like in shipment, I feel like they kind of get a little
Mm-hmm.
jostled.
Now, if out there, if you are interested in Kalimba but you don't want to buy one just yet, there's a Kalimba app for free that you can play. I think it's like how many notes? I think it's like 10 notes, 10 to 12 notes before you have to like pay for something. But you can just kind of see if you can figure out any songs that you like, and if you can figure them out, then you can play them on the kalimba. So I would say like
No, Kelimba's free. What are you talking about?
no, it's free, but there are some features that if you want them, you have to pay for
You
it.
can turn it to. Oh, I
It
haven't
is
experienced any of
free.
that.
It's free.
You can change the amount of times up to 21, I think, maybe
21
even
keys.
higher. 21, yeah.
There you
So you
go.
can do that for free. So, and it's very cool. It's called Kalimba. It's on both
Kalimba.
iOS and Android. I already know this.
Hmm.
It's a very cute little app. Honestly, it sounds exactly like how it's supposed to. There's not really any downside to it besides you don't get the authentic like in-hand feel, but it's
Yeah.
very cool. It's called Kalimba, and it's a very cute aesthetic.
Hmm.
It's free, no ads.
No ads.
If they wanted to sponsor, I would say you don't have to give me anything. Just I'm already down.
I'm there. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
say yes to Kalimba.
yeah.
You can change the color of your Kalimba. Like mine's pink on my app, and it's got a little guy that like follows you around when you hit notes, and he like
He's
ooh ooh he
cute.
like sings along with you. It's so cute.
Yeah, I
Um,
love that.
but yeah,
Um,
it's a great. You can
a
do
lot of
reverb too.
you can make it sound pretty cool.
Yeah,
A lot of this podcast so far has sounded like an ad read.
yeah.
Kalimba.
Kalimba. I just Kalimba is life. I mean,
Kalimba, yeah, it's the new fixation. I'm thinking it's not going to be like a phase. I don't think it
it's not
will.
a phase. It's not.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is. It's not like when we're like, oh, we're playing a video game and we're really into that video game for a little bit. Like obviously that game will fizzle out,
Yeah.
right? I'll still like the game, but I won't be fixated on it for a little bit. Like
Mm-hmm.
Fields of Mystria, right? We've been playing a ton of that game. I put like 60 plus hours into it,
Mm-hmm.
and I hit a spot where I'm like, okay, I'm basically out of content. I played it enough. I like it a lot, but I'm done with it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Same.
that's okay. It's still there. Yeah, right. We did it. We did a lot. We played it a lot while we are in Florida. We just sat side by side and played some Fields of Mystria, and that's okay. But that was you know with any video games that's kind of like a phase thing, right?
Yeah. Like I'm about to be on year 3 of Fields of Mystria, and I've noticed that I haven't gotten a new town quest. Like they have it just like in Stardew, there's a board in town where you go and someone's like, I need a potato, blah blah blah. It's been like a week
Yeah,
in game and I haven't gotten a new request from
and it's
anybody.
supposed to
I'm
be
like,
daily.
they're
Yeah,
supposed to be daily, so I'm like, did I did they run out? Like, because it's early access, I think they ran out. They run out at a certain point.
they
Um,
do. The only thing I want to do is I want to max out all my skills and complete my museum,
yeah.
uh, and that would be very fun. But
Hmm.
otherwise, I'm done with it.
Which even with that, I'm like at 30 on like pretty much everything besides like archaeology, which I don't really is so unrewarding. Like
Yeah,
so
okay.
unrewarding. I've been going to the dig sites every day, and I've unlocked the special abilities to get like extra dig sites, and it's always bones and stuff that
Or
have already
shards.
yeah shards. Oh my god, if I get another turtle from the pond,
Ugh.
I'm gonna lose it.
So we're done with that, but Kalimba won't be like that. Okay,
No,
Kalimba's gonna be around. That's a permanent mainstay in my life.
yeah.
I play it every single day,
I
every
just
single
got mine
night when I wake up.
today.
Yeah,
I just got
and
mine
you already.
today.
And if anything happens to it, I'll
Okay.
kill all of you and then myself.
Well, it was like it was really stressful because it was supposed to come Saturday, but with the hurricane, it was delayed a day, and
Yeah,
like it said all day yesterday it'll be delivered by 9 p.m. and
tragic, by the way, tragic.
very tragic. I was waiting all day for it, just refreshing the tracking. 5 o'clock rolls around, no ETA, and I'm like, it's
Yeah,
not coming today. And they let me know like at 9 o'clock, like, sorry, it was delayed. They're like, it'll be delivered tomorrow by 9 p.m. And so I'm refreshing the page, like manically refreshing the page. I need this Kalimba. I need it. And
yeah.
I
Because you were
finally
having a bit of an emotional morning as
I
well, and it's just like,
was, yeah.
you know what would have helped, and I'm not. I'm actually not kidding. It's just playing some Kalimba.
Seriously, that's all I wanted.
Yeah.
And I was like
If I'm
so
sad, I'm gonna lay there. I'm gonna zone out and play my friggin' Kalimba. I would. I'm a TikTok scroll. I love TikTok. All right, can I just say I love TikTok? I can scroll that endlessly.
yeah.
But holding a little thing in your hand and playing something out like that kind of was a good substitute for
Mhm.
that for scrolling a little bit.
Yeah. Well, that's the reason why I wanted it to arrive because like I was like I'm going to throw my phone into the elevated river because the river
Yeah.
is like at the bridge right now. It's very scary. Um I was like, I'm gonna throw my phone into the river. I'm so sick of it. Like, I'm sick of opening TikTok and then opening Instagram, then opening Twitter, then opening Facebook, and just
And then
like,
opening, I like my move is I open Instagram and I go back to the home screen because I'm gonna open something else, and then I open Instagram again because I already forgot
me
that I was just on it.
too, me
I'd be doing
too.
that. And I'm like, then I'll open it. I'll be like, then I'll feel gross. I'll be like, what
I'm
happened?
like, I am losing it. It's like when
I'm
you go to the
disgusting. How
fridge,
did I forget?
you go to the fridge because you're hungry. You know there's no food in there, but you go anyways. You're like, oh, I'm hungry. You idiot. I'm talking to
You close
myself.
it, you open it again. Yeah.
So stupid. So yeah, I was like, I'm sick. I need something else. I need a healthy thing that's going to actually work my brain, force me to memorize and be, focused. And I was like, I need it. And it wasn't till like, what time was it? I think it was like 3 o'clock or something. I finally got the notification delivered. They didn't give me the window. It just was delivered. And
Yeah.
I have a Ring camera, so it's like I know when anyone like approaches my house. But I didn't get a notification for motion at my front door,
Hmm.
and I got this from Amazon. Just saying. Um, and usually
Oh,
they
Amazon workers are sneaky. They can hide over. They can
see,
jump over any
and that's
security
exactly
system.
what happened. I got home. It was on the front doorstep, and I was like, how did they do that? But yeah, they're quick and sneaky. I was like, maybe it's in the mailbox, but it was on the front
Yeah.
doorstep. I was really nervous too. I was like, they delivered it to the wrong house. I was like about to
No.
freak out in the car. I was like, I gotta get home. I was
But
like,
you
freaking out.
got it. And you know
I
what?
got it.
Even
Yeah.
if chat, even if everybody listening, you're not into the whole hippy dippy, this
This
Kalimba
ain't
saved my
hippy
life
dippy. Shut up.
because of the energy. No, even if you're not into all that, which we are, I'm saying it. I'm saying it's good for me. I'm saying it's good for my
Yeah.
mental. I'm just saying if you're not into that, you're like mental health isn't real. If you're one of those freaks, everybody likes a whole little toot-a-loot in your hand,
It's a
right? We can all agree
toodaloo.
on that. It's a toot-a-toot in your hand.
It's just like, some people like slime. They love ordering slime
Yeah,
that looks like cleaner, you know? Like you have your thing. Some people like those fidget spinners. Remember fidget
I love
spinners?
eating slime. Yeah.
Those were huge. This is my fidget spinner. I never bought a fidget spinner when it was a thing. But I bought the hell out of this. I paid $40 for this shit. And I'm very
Damn,
happy
I need
about
a
it.
$40 Kalimba. I'm jealous. I'm already
It's,
jealous.
in case you didn't notice, Chad, it's in the shape of a cherry blossom and it's got a cherry blossom design. And I'm obsessed with it.
That's the
It's
cutest
beautiful.
friggin' thing
And
I've
it
ever
comes
seen
with a
in my life.
case too. It came with a little carrying case. So I can bring it to Canada.
Showcase.
It's all the way over there.
You got to bring that. Oh, can you imagine just like sitting in the same room doing Kalinda stuff?
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm so excited.
I
And
was
like
all
when we go
about
to
the
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 beach,
fidget craze. Oh, we
when we
can
go to
bring
the
our Kalimbas to the
beach, we
beach.
got to get back down there.
We gotta go. Well, we'll do it later.
We'll
we'll
wait. We'll wait for
wait.
things to calm down,
We'll
hopefully.
wait for the beach to come back. What's the state of the beach looking like?
Oh, well, one of my favorite cities, Gulfport, which is in St. Petersburg, got flooded. Um, from what I heard from businesses there, they're okay.
Okay.
They didn't really experience the flooding so much as power outages. So some of
Yeah.
the businesses, they lost product, and so they're really, struggling there. But ultimately, like I think Tampa Bay is okay. Um, where my dad's house is, like no flooding. We just lost there's like a skirt around the house that came off, but it's nothing, no damage basically.
Oh, okay.
So it's, yeah, like Tampa Bay area is not too bad besides the insane flooding because there was a lot of
I
that.
would. This is not going to be a sentence you're going to like. I would love to experience a hurricane.
No, you don't.
I just want to see because I'm an ignorant Canadian boy.
Uh-huh.
All right, I don't get stuff like that. I get massive blizzards. I've had those. I don't think you've had those. I've had those.
Nope.
Um, and those are fun. I like weather, right?
I love
And
weather.
I just want to experience it just once. Not the flooding, not the damaging, but just like I don't know those strong winds. I just want to poke
Yeah.
my head out once. Go ooh.
Okay, Dorothy. Miss Dorothy. Which I'm so excited about the Wicked movie. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so good.
I haven't seen anything Wicked related, so I will watch that.
I gotta show you the trailer because the music is gonna be so good and just like the visual effects. I'm excited.
I'm excited. I'm excited to check it out. You've spoke very highly of it.
I'm a huge
I'm
Wicked
told that.
fan.
Oh, okay. I like Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, I think you'll like
I
it.
I'm I'll definitely like it 100%.
Yeah.
Noodle in Twitch chat says a hurricane will blow you away, Neo. I know, that's why I want to say I just want to be blown away
Blow me
by
away.
this nature marvel. I want to be blown the frig
God,
away.
you don't want that.
Yeah. Anyway.
I heard of some beauty influencer Jaclyn Hill. She was saying that earthquakes are worse than hurricanes, and she's getting like eaten alive online because she said that. It's like, yeah, hurricanes are devastating, but like, I'm sorry, earthquakes are devastating, but like hurricanes, are you remember Katrina? Hello?
Yeah. Yeah,
Hello?
Katrina was brutal. I mean, there's been like earthquakes so terrible that they've like destroyed entire
Of
cities.
course.
Yeah.
But like I feel like in North America, at least, like hurricanes do way more damage than earthquakes. Because like in LA, they get earthquakes. They get earthquakes all the time. I've experienced it before, and it just like feels like vertigo,
Yeah. But
which is
like
so
I'm talking
weird.
about like the really powerful ones, the ones
Oh
that like
yeah,
will frig you up and like take your building down kind of thing.
of
I
course.
know Japan's had several. I think they had one. I think in 2012, I want to say it was like one of their worst ones.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember like just seeing the footage of that. Like that was crazy. And like they'll still have historical. They left some of the destruction up as like an example of what earthquakes can do. Like you can visit this and see like some of the damage it's done.
Yeah.
And I remember it like delayed a lot of games and shows and anime and movies, because everything was destroyed basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait
Earthquakes
until
are
y'all
gonna do it.
experience tornadoes. What do you
I
mean wait? What
don't want
do
to.
you mean? What do you mean wait? What are you talking about? I've never
I'm
experienced one.
I'm good. We yeah, we don't
I
really.
want to see a tornado. I do want to see a
Oh,
tornado.
you can just look up a
I think
video.
that would. No, I know, but I feel like that would be so exciting.
It's so terrifying. That's like my idea of like the end times is a tornado. That's what I think
No,
of.
but I think the coolest thing. I really like just massive things, that will like
Mm-hmm.
frig up something like without any consequence, like in movies or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
like a giant monster who's taken out a city. You get a tornado that's frigging everything up. Like, I just want to see it.
Have you seen Titanic before?
I've seen Titanic.
Okay. Just making sure because I was like, he would love Titanic.
I've seen it.
Rest in peace, Neo. He would love Titanic. He loves it when people get obliterated. There's a
Midwest
museum.
experience is
Sorry.
standing outside and watching a tornado instead of going into the basement. That's what Noodle in Twitch chat says. And that's what I want to. I just want to look at it and go,
Yeah.
ooh, yeah,
Ooh.
ooh, neat.
That's fair. There's a like a museum slash experience, Titanic experience in Tennessee, I think, where you can
Okay.
go and like they give you like a name of one of the passengers and you go through this whole like experience. Then you find out at the end if you survived or not. And while you're there, you get to feel how cold the water is. So like you stick your hand in this like uh container of water and it's like I think it's like negative 27 Celsius or something like that, like some crazy number. And people can literally only stick it in there for like 10 seconds before they're like, oh my God, it hurts. It's like,
That's crazy. Yeah, I've seen that online.
yeah,
Yeah, I'd be down to do that.
I would love to do that. I think it's in
Oh, we
Tennessee.
should go in like a submarine and go see the Titanic.
Oh, we should, yeah. Well, I'll call James Cameron and we'll make it
Well,
happen.
yeah, that'd be
Jimmy, I'll call
cool.
Jimmy.
Call out Jimmy. Jimbo,
Jimbo.
oh
Oh, I
my
gotta learn
God.
Avatar music. I
Let's go
gotta
do
learn
that.
Avatar. I see you. Oh, it's going down, y'all. I'm about to learn
Oh my
the
goodness.
Avatar score.
We're supposed to, after this podcast, we were supposed to watch the new episode of The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon season 2, which just came out half hour ago.
I just
We were
learned it.
talking about it. Okay.
Sorry.
I wish I could hear it, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna do that. I think we're probably gonna play Kalimba.
Well, can we do both?
No,
Just to
because you won't
ourselves?
retain any. You won't retain any.
I'm probably gonna do it passively, if we're being honest. I'm not gonna be looking down at it, but I'm gonna be like,
Playing the
just
Kalimba.
just
That's
like
fair.
just. No, I'm not gonna. I was gonna say just fingering it.
That's fair.
I'm just gonna be fingering it.
Just
You know?
Oh
Oh,
goodness.
I can learn Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood theme.
Oh, I can learn Mr. Dress Up.
Oh yeah, by the way, Neo just introduced me to Mr. Dress Up, which is the Canadian. Well, he's American, but he became a Canadian citizen because he had a show in Canada for like what, 10 years before he became a
No,
citizen.
it was like 40 years.
Oh shit. Yeah. Okay, so he had a show that he did in Canada for like 40 years and then he became a Canadian citizen because obviously. But
I
he's
love that he
basically
became a Canadian citizen. So yeah, so Mr. Dress Up, rest in peace. He died back in 2000. He died a week after 9/11, which is crazy. But anyway,
yeah.
um, I remember that happening as a kid too, because Mr. Dress Up was one of my favorite shows on TV. But anyway, yeah, he was good friends with Mr. Rogers, and they came over to Canada to start the show, Mr. Dress Up, and he was doing this show for like 40 years, and he had this little kid, this 9-year-old girl or something like that, sent him a letter saying, "Hey, Mr. Dress Up, I'm doing a project on my favorite Canadian. I was wondering if you could write me a letter back."
Mm-hmm.
And he had to tell this girl like, "Oh, I'm actually American. I'm from Maine or whatever the frig it was." Um, and then he's like, why don't I just become a Canadian citizen?
Yeah.
Then I don't know what to tell this girl because like he was so impactful to so many Canadians. It's crazy that my mom and I have the same childhood show.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I told my mom about this documentary about Mr. Dress Up, which is like one of the most heartbreaking things you'll ever see in your life.
Oh, I
Oh my god.
cried, girl.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
But yeah, definitely go watch that. It's incredible. I know it's not going to mean as much to Americans, but like it's still really good.
No, but you will like just watch the documentary and you will appreciate it and you will want to watch Mr. Dress Up by the end of it.
Yeah, it's
Like
lovely.
it's
It's great.
especially going to sleep. Like that is a great show to fall asleep to, by the way.
Oh yeah, and we did for
Very
sure.
calming, very calming. I've been falling asleep to Little Bear recently.
That's okay. Well, Little Bear is like
Classic.
comfort and coziness in a 20-minute package.
Yeah, also Little Bear's dad, I think he's having an affair.
Okay, so we're ruining the comfort and coziness, but okay, here we go.
No, because I still love it, still going to sleep to it, but I can't help but think that Mr. Bear is having an affair.
Right, explain.
I think that he's cheating on Little Bear's mom with Emily's mom, who is the human in the show, which we never see. The
So you
mom.
think that bear is bonking that lady?
Absolutely. When he goes, quote, quote, fishing,
Oh
when he
yeah,
goes
he's
on
fishing.
fishing trips,
He's fishing something.
he's smelling some fish. Something's fishy, I'll tell you that.
That's don't Kalimba that. He's fishing.
Bring. That's gonna be my new like bazinga. No, but I
Oh,
do think that
goodness.
he's cheating on his wife.
Yeah, that's a
That's for sure.
serious thing.
The first four
It's not a
episodes of Little Bear, 4 or 5 episodes of Little Bear, is him being like, "Where's my dad? What's dad doing?"
where are you, father? I miss my dad, and
Dreaming about
his mom's
him.
just like, uh-huh.
Well, he's fishing. No, he's on a fishing
Yeah,
trip.
I bet you missed that good for nothing.
I bet you missed that. Whoa, I was gonna say home record. That would be Emily's mom.
That would be home. Yeah,
That little hussy.
that'd be Homili's mom.
Homilies. Do we ever see Emily's mom in the show? I don't think so.
No, because she's busy bear bonking.
Exactly, which just concretes my theory.
Yes.
He's chasing after some fish for sure. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I wonder if there are other people that share that theory with me. Maybe I should go on Reddit.
I think this is a Reddit worthy cause.
Also, one night before we went to Florida, like weeks ago, I turned on Little Bear, and like I said before, we were on FaceTime all the time, and I put on Little Bear, and I was like, "Is the cat hot?" And I
I like
went.
how you're making. You made an Instagram post about how hot the cat from Little Bear is. I
I
deleted it out of shame, and now you're going to immortalize it in your podcast on multiple platforms.
Because the podcast feels safe to me. I feel like it doesn't matter. It doesn't
But an
matter.
Instagram story that expires in like 24 hours.
Because Instagram is like, oh, like people from my high school are gonna see that I think that that cat from Little Bear is hot. I don't want that. That's not a
There
safe
was one other
space.
post online, a single
Okay,
other post
because
online.
I what the post was, and maybe I still have it. I can insert it. I might have deleted it. Um, I Googled hot cat from Little Bear. And I took a screenshot and I posted that on my story, just a screenshot of the search.
Yeah,
And then I was like, okay, if this is going to be anywhere, it's going to be on TikTok. Somebody feels the same way as me. And there was only one girl who made a
one edit.
video, one edit of the cat from Little Bear, and she was getting roasted in the comments like, what is wrong with you? That is so weird. And I went and deleted my Instagram story.
So sad.
I was like,
Everybody was into the whole trend of the hear me out thing. You know, what's your weirdest hear me
they
out?
say that
And
until you actually say yours, and then it's actually really weird.
until you say the cat from Little Bear,
Until you say what everyone's
right?
thinking, and then everybody comes after you.
Everyone tears you apart.
And if you watch Little Bear, it's the voice actor, okay? The voice actor is hot. Not the voice actor, but the voice that he does for Cat is hot. You know?
Which is why we think Diddy Kong's hot, because he also voices Diddy Kong.
He does. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay. um,
Hmm.
yeah, so the cat's hot, and I'm the only one who feels
All
that
right.
way.
We
Besides me
gotta
and another girl.
give. I'm willing to give the floor to anybody in the Twitch chat who would like to give me their hear me out, their wildest hear me out.
Your wildest. If you dare. This is a safe space, like I said. No judgment. I just said that the cat from Little Bear is hot, so feel like anything you guys say is going to be safe.
I don't know what mine would be weird. What's a weird one?
JT says, my nephew has been watching Little Bear. I'm never going to be the same now, and I can't even explain to anyone why. No, you explain to them, JT, why. You tell them why. Because MaeMaeTown on twitch.fart said that the cat was hot, and Little Bear's dad is cheating on his wife.
With Emily's mom, and I think it's gonna be great when you be like, uh, so, Uncle JT, what?
Why don't we want Little Bear anymore?
Why don't we want your Widow Bear?
Why we
Where,
want Little Bear
where's,
anymore?
where's Widow Bear's dad? And you have to be like, out fishing, son.
He's on a
Out
fishing
fishing.
trip.
He's on a fishing trip.
Uh,
Okay.
It is jammy night. What up, King?
It is jammy night. It's Halloween, baby. I'm BioLizard, and that's Batman.
And I'm Batman, aka Robert
Yeah.
Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson.
I'm Robert Pattinson tonight, y'all.
Yeah, I'm BioLizard, who's voiced by who's he voiced by?
Who's voicing BioLizard in the next Sonic movie? That's my question.
Who's the guy who voices the hot cat from Little Bear? I want him to voice BioLizard.
Oh my god, I wish he would voice Shadow, honestly.
He should.
Can we recast?
Yeah, I think
Can we
Keanu's
recast?
not it.
Not
I think
it.
Keanu's not it.
No, I love
No.
Keanu, but it's gonna be the cat from Little Bear.
So Noodle in the Twitch chat has said her weirdest hear me out is Lady D from Resident Evil, dragon form, and Mother Miranda's boss form. It's just going to be a regular dragon, isn't it? It's just going to be a regular. I'm going to do it.
You
I'm gonna
look it
look
up. I already knew that
Lady-
Noodles was gonna be Resident Evil.
I already had a feeling too.
Those of you, if you're just tuning in, what is your wildest hear me out? I just said mine.
Yeah, I
It's
wanna-
the cat from Little Bear.
Oh, this is like a jumbled mess of flesh. I get it though. I do.
Lady Dimmadome, JT
Lady,
says.
Lady Dimmadome dragon
Labia
form.
Dimmadome.
Lady Dimmy
Libby Dibby Dome. What's a hear
Libby
me
Dibby
out? King.
This looks like the
Okay, King. Hear me out is a character, a person really, but it can be a cartoon
it can be a
character. It
character.
can be
It can honestly be
anybody.
an object too.
Yeah, it can be it can be anybody in pop culture really that like if you
Anybody thing in media that's like kind of not a conventional thing that you would um, take a active interest in
yeah,
uh, uh, physically.
the wildest one that I've heard on TikTok on another podcast was the caterpillar from Bug's Life.
Okay.
So that's
Hear
an
Me Out is a
example.
wood. Yes. Hear Me Out
Yes.
is a wood.
So like
Um,
I don't know, another one would be like Peggy Hill from King of the Hill. But she's cool, so
she's cool. She got huge feet.
I'm just saying she's like a more conventional choice would be like Luann or um uh what's who's Dale Gribble's wife hitting? What's his name? John Redcorn?
Um, yeah, John
Yeah,
Redcorn.
John Redcorn or like Luann or
The conventionally hot ones.
Yes, exactly.
I think Hank Hill is a Hear Me Out.
Yeah. He would be very caring. I feel like
Yeah, I think
very
so.
gentle.
I don't actually know what mine is.
Now, okay, I want to say that like the cat from Little Bear is not like my end all be all. Hear me out. That's just recently that's something that I was like, "Oh, his voice actor is like putting on a really hot voice for this cat." I don't know. But I have to
Uh,
think.
Hear Me Out, the lip monster from Ah Real Monsters.
Yeah,
What's that thing called? What's that friggin' the
I know.
little black and white striped thing?
I know what you're talking about. I love that character. So funny.
Oblina? Is it Oblina?
I think so.
I think it's. I'm gonna look at the Oblina.
Cotton
Real
from King
Monster.
of the Hill. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's Oblina. Okay,
That's a great choice.
that's a good choice. I like that. That's fun. That's
Yeah.
different.
That's different. That's
Uh,
unusual.
that's very yeah. That's very
It's
nice.
different. It's unusual. One of my favorite
Oh,
shows is this Australian show called Kath and Kim, which it's
yeah.
very niche for like if you're outside of Australia. It's like the only other person who I know that likes it is my sister, and I learned about it through her because she lived in Australia for a while. And I've rewatched that show like a million times. It's about this mom and her adult daughter just like on top of each other all the time. Like her daughter wants to be like affluent and like she wishes she could be like in, I don't know, like rich and famous, but they're so not. Like they live in the
Yeah.
suburbs and oh god, I love that show. It's on Netflix, so if you're looking for a funny new show,
What's it called?
it's called Kath and Kim.
Okay.
It's just a I don't know. It's just funny.
I
It's
thought of a good one.
You thought of a good one?
Littlefoot's mom from Land Before Time.
Okay, that's one I have not
Yeah.
heard before.
Right? Good voice. I was thinking about voices. You got me thinking about voices. I'm like, that's a
Voices.
good voice.
I think
That's a
that's
really good
like
voice.
I think that's like the majority of Hear Me Outs is like the voice actor, the performance that they put on cuz like,
Yeah.
you know, like for example, like I'm trying to think of somebody who like the voice is really hot, but like the voice actor is not really like I'm not really attracted to the voice actor, but the voice.
Oh, I got a lot of anime ones of that. Inuyasha is a good example of that. I
Mm-hmm.
think he has the best voice, and Inuyasha is like a hot character as well.
Yeah.
Super, super hot character, right? And the voice, like, he has like this kind of gravelly voice.
Mm-hmm.
Great
Mm-hmm.
performance. And then, like, no offense to the voice actor. He seems like a sweet guy, Richard Cox. He seems cool. I've met him in person,
Mm-hmm.
but he's just not like at least not conventionally attractive or immediately appealing. Is all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Like of course it's like
So there's that.
I don't want to say like, "Oh, sorry, you're not hot enough." Great job though. Like I feel gross saying that, but it's like everybody has their types, you know? And like when you when you know a character and you know the voice, and then
Yeah.
you see what they actually look like, you're like, no, that's not what you look like. No.
No, that's not. No, try. No, do it. Go back. Go leave the room and
Go.
come back
Yeah.
and try again.
That's how I
Yeah.
felt about American Dragon Jake Long. Like Dante Basco, fantastic actor, voices Zuko in Avatar. Amazing voice.
Yeah.
Incredible voice. But he doesn't look like Jake Long, right? He doesn't look like a little teenage boy, which I was a teenager at the time. Okay? Nobody say anything. I was a teenager at the time that the show aired.
Yeah.
But back then, when I was watching the show, I had a huge crush on Jake Long. And then I found out what Dante Basco looked like. And I was like, but that's not what he looks like. And then I kind of lost interest.
Yeah.
But Dante Basco is very attractive. It's just not, when you like know what a character looks like, you're just like, oh,
Yeah.
well.
Well, it's because you like, especially when you're young. Like I experienced Inuyasha when I was 11 years old. Right. That's when it came out on TV in Canada. I think it was 2003.
Yeah.
And like you don't have access to like I don't think I had internet at the time. And like you don't know what these characters look like. You only picture them. That's your only association with that voice. So like years later, when you find out what they look like, you're like, why don't you look like my animes? You know?
Yeah. Why don't you look like a perfect anime girl with a perfect body and perfect proportions?
Why don't you have dog ears plus this long, flowing, beautiful silver hair and these flowy, cool clothes and an awesome sword? How come you don't have that?
Why don't you wake up perfect? What is wrong with you?
Yeah. Where's your claws at?
Where your claws at?
Where your claws at?
Where your claws at, girl? King says the French spider from James and the Giant Peach, real.
I think that was a good one too. Let me look. I think that was a good one.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm trying to think in the vein of like bug movie characters. Flick from Bug's Life, honestly.
You think that? Oh, you know what
He's got that little nerdy guy thing about him, you know?
He's got the nerd. He's got the little...
I like that.
You know what? The only thing because I'm not a Bug's Life fan at all. I like ants. And not that you have to choose, but I'm a big ants fan. And you kind of had to choose. But anyway, we rented the Bug's Life game for Nintendo 64. I remember my cousin and we did that. And I just remember like hearing over and over again, I'm invincible. I'm invincible. Like that's it. You would say that every time you grab like a power up.
Yeah.
And that's all I can think of now. So he's not doing it for me personally.
I have from that movie, my most vivid memory from that movie is the scene where they get pressed in the sandwich plastic.
Right? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Some kind of force field.
Yeah. That's the most memorable moment of the film.
I love that.
And the magnifying glass part. Oh, that's very traumatic.
Oh, yeah.
Oof.
That whole movie was kind of spooky.
That was like a darker version of like Bug's Life. They had to come out around the same time because
they did. And there was also the scene with the termite war where the ants were fighting the termites.
Oh my god, that was so scary.
Do you remember that?
Yes, it was.
And like the termites are spitting acid on the ants, and then like Z finds Barbados's head. It's like an ant's head, and he's still alive and he's talking. He's like, "Where's my body? I can't feel my body."
I remember that.
And he's like, "I'll find it somewhere." And he looks along this like sea of corpses. It's a great movie.
It's so
and it's
scary.
not just edgy for the sake of being edgy. Like it's legitimately very good as well. People give that movie a hard time because it's kind of ugly. Like the ants are kind of ugly, and they are. But it's legitimately a very, very good movie. Like I will die on that anthill.
Well, that movie came out around the time where like kids movies were super edgy and dark. They don't make them like that anymore. But yeah, they would deal with like subject matter like that.
Yeah.
Like.
Well, that was how DreamWorks did things. Like even Shrek was a little bit. Thank you, King. I appreciate it for laughing at my anthill joke.
Did I miss it?
I said Ants was a very good movie, even though they're ugly. I'll die on that anthill.
Oh, that's funny.
That's all right. I hate
job.
it now. Nah, I'll delete it. No. Very, very good, sir.
Yeah, we've been doing that whenever I burp or something.
Very good,
very good, sir. Yes, right away, sir.
I forgot what I was saying now.
You're talking about DreamWorks. That's what.
Yeah, because even like Shrek had a little bit of mature humor to it too, right?
Of course, yeah.
So like all the DreamWorks movies were kind of like that. They were a little bit edgier, a little bit more crude in their humor.
Yeah,
right?
which love that. I love like kids movies that are really for adults, and that's a tricky subject because it's like it's for kids, and kids should not be taking in stuff like that because they'll walk around the house like me as a kid walking around the house quoting things, and my dad's like, "What'd you just say?" I'm like, "Hey,
I
what's on
said party
TV?"
poo poo.
Well, to be fair, I was doing that. I was watching adult like movies anyways and doing that like Jim Carrey movies.
Yeah.
Stop breaking the law, asshole. I was saying that at 5 years old. Really, you can ask my parents.
Yeah. Watching Austin Powers was a big one for me as a kid. I would watch Austin Powers,
Mm-hmm.
all the Jim Carrey movies. South Park was big in my house, so I watched a lot of South Park.
Oh
That thing
yeah.
is foul.
Oof.
Yeah, like South Park is not for kids, but we were watching that when I was like, I remember when it premiered, we watched it,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know how my mom still let us watch it after that.
That's crazy. We were a Simpsons and Family Guy house.
Simpsons,
In
well,
my
Family
house.
Guy's kind of crude too.
Family Guy's
That's a
very
kind of
crude,
a
but my dad liked it
yeah.
though.
Simpsons was my biggest show, and Simpsons I don't keep in that same category.
Mm-hmm.
That's a family show, I think.
Of course, yeah.
It can get a little crude sometimes, but like that's like it always has like a good moral. It's
Yeah.
clever humor. It's good. Now it's gotten a little bit more crude over the years, but
Mhm.
it's overall Simpsons is a perfect show. I
Yeah.
freaking love it. It's one of my favorite shows of all time.
It was definitely like a safe show for the whole family to watch at night back then.
Yeah,
Um,
you could watch that with your parents in the room without getting in trouble.
yeah.
Yeah.
Family Guy, like, definitely, you had to have a family that was okay with that kind of humor, like mine was
Well,
okay
just from
with
the
that.
intro,
Yeah.
when like
Having
the
sex
intro
in the
song,
lyrics.
you say that right off the bat. I'm like, oh, I can't watch this with mom in the room.
Yeah. I think my
Yeah.
dad just really liked Peter Griffin. I think he just thought he was super funny because he was so stupid.
Okay, I was said this to you recently. People, it's popular right now to hate on Family Guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think, honestly, that's not valid. I think Family Guy has come up with enough iconic bits. I get it. It's random humor. It has a formula, a very distinct formula. This is like the time I did this at this guy's place, and then like it cuts to that, and that does a flashback. That's their bit. But overall, Family Guy has come up with a lot of iconic bits. I'm not number one Family Guy fan.
Yeah.
I've seen barely any of the episodes. I've seen like a few seasons here and there,
Mm-hmm.
but I honestly think it's good. I actually think it deserves its like legacy.
Yeah, I definitely think there was an era of Family Guy where it was so funny and so good, and I think that's probably like the first like 4 or 5 seasons is like amazing, but I think it's one of those shows. The problem is I've learned this through like um just like watching shows over the year. Like It's Always Sunny is like aware of this, but when you make cultural references in shows, it ages them,
It
it
does,
dates
and it
them.
aged it very poorly.
And some of the stuff that's happened in the past like 10 years, it's like it does not age well. And since Family Guy is the kind of show that like they heavily rely on references to make their
Yeah.
jokes, like who's the president, who just had the most recent celebrity scandal, they're gonna put it in an episode. And I think the problem with that is that
South
like
Park does that too. South Park's
yeah,
very on the trends. Yeah.
which South Park is different though because like everyone's waiting for that next reference. That's like their whole
Yeah.
thing, right? But Family Guy, it's like there's plots, there's character storylines, and um sometimes that is funny on its own, but when they throw in too many like references, it kind of makes it like, ugh, like I don't want to watch this. Like it's just stupid,
I get that,
you
and
know?
especially like for me, I don't know. I mean, as you know this, I haven't watched a lot of movies. I don't know celebrities like that. I just don't
Hmm.
follow that line of pop culture. And Family Guy is one of those shows that likes to name drop celebrities a lot, and I'm like, I don't
Hmm.
know who that is, so this joke better be funny. And often it's funny enough on its own merits that I don't need to really know
Yeah.
the whole reference. But like it's, I don't know. They've still come up with enough. They kind of perfected the absurdist humor that we value in like I Think You Should Leave, right?
Hmm.
That's a huge show right now, and they have that same, honestly, very similar humor. People
Yeah.
don't think about it, but like it is kind of a lot of that's similar,
It's like
like
live action
genre wise.
Family Guy.
Yeah, it's like a
humor.
live, kind of, yeah, because they have that very absurd, almost random humor.
Mm-hmm.
And random humor it fell out of style for a while, and I feel like a lot of shows did that, even kids shows like Fairly Odd Parents and SpongeBob. Those had a lot of random humor.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's coming back. I think there was a lot of value and a lot of comedic value in random humor.
Oh,
I
definitely.
used this example one time. I remember the funniest thing from Family Guy was like Peter was having a conversation with someone, and he stops the conversation and goes, "You gonna eat that stapler?"
Yeah, yeah, I remember that.
That took me out. All right,
I love that. I love that humor.
that's freaking funny. That's good stuff.
God, it's so
That's
good.
that's my favorite, and I feel like that. I honestly, when I stream, I do a lot of that. Like that comes out a lot. It's just some
Yeah.
stupid garbage like that.
Yeah,
Anyway,
definitely.
and there you have to kind of nail the delivery of that to make it funny,
You do.
but you do. You can't just be showing up and saying random words. But
Mm-hmm.
anyway,
Like one like very specific celebrity like inclusion or reference from Family Guy that I love that's so random is the James Woods episode. I think he appears in I think a couple episodes, but there's a whole episode where Peter and James Woods become like really close for some reason, and they do that little number where he's like, "I'm James Woods." They have this little like friendship number, and it's just like, why
yeah,
is James Woods in this show? Like, so, but I
I don't even
love
know who James Woods
he's
is,
just like
but
a
that's
an actor, just like a random actor, and like that's what I love about Family Guys when they take like Rick and Morty did this too with Ice-T, where they had
mhm.
Ice-T like in an episode and then he turned into an icicle at the end. He's like, I I get it now. I care more. You made me care more. And then he just leaves. It's like I love that kind of humor. I love it.
That's honestly, yeah, that was very influential in my like
Mhm.
comedic values, I guess.
So funny. I'm I'm a I'm a huge Rick and Morty fan. Oh,
Oh,
bless ya. Bless ya.
thank you. That was a good sneeze.
It is a shame, how things kind of have shaken out with Rick and Morty, because
Yeah.
like same thing. Those first like 3 seasons are so good, and um, like there was a time where I was like, my biggest dream in life is to voice some random one-off character on Rick and Morty, and now it's kind of like, I don't think I want that
I,
anymore.
Nobody wants to be affiliated with it, but I mean, at the time, it was very influential. I haven't seen any
Yeah,
of it, so I'm willing to check it out,
yeah, I do need to show it
even
to
if it
you.
is poor timing. I
It's
have,
it's
I,
great.
I always keep it on me. I keep these two things
You
on
do
me.
have the physical copies of the show.
I have season 1 and 2, and they're sealed, and I've never seen them in my life.
Yeah.
I got these from Goodwill for $5 each.
That's crazy. I love Rick and Morty.
So
It's gold, honestly. Like that kind of humor that you're talking about where it's just random, and like there's a character named Mr. Poopy Butthole for an
yeah.
episode, and Bird Person is like one of Rick's friends. He's like half man, half bird. And Aaron Hansen was in an episode of Rick and Morty. Actually, he played a couple characters, and
Oh, that's cool.
one of them was, I'll show it to you, but they go to Bird Person's wedding, and he's marrying one of Summer's high school classmates. So it's
Okay.
like this like 16-year-old girl marrying this bird man, and she turns out to be like a secret agent for the Galactic like
I
Federation.
feel like I may have seen this episode.
Mm-hmm. But basically, Aaron plays the photographer, but like the way that he takes photos is he just looks at you. So he's like, I am a photographer. I am taking a photo of you right now. And everyone's just like super creeped out by him because he's just standing there staring at you, like, please stand still for the photo. Like, characters like that are so funny. And he's just like,
I
oh,
Yeah, I think a lot of that humor is coming back, and I'm all for it.
I love
It'll
it.
fall out of style again, and
Hmm.
I'll be waiting until it comes back every
Well,
single time.
TikTok is really nurturing that sense of humor right now.
It is, yeah, because especially since it's so quick and like
Hmm.
so random humor is rapid fire.
So good. It's the best.
I
Some
mean,
people,
look at Skibbity Toilet, right? That whole
yeah,
thing.
Skibbity Toilet. Get
Yeah.
your Skibbity Toilets ready. Jamie Lee Curtis is voicing Garfield.
See, that's funny to me.
It's funny.
That's
It's funny.
funny. That's because it's not the Kalimba.
I love the Kalimba. The Kalimba's the best new character.
It's the best new character in the
The
MaeMae
Kalimba's
universe.
gonna save this podcast.
Was it in danger?
There's no money, so yes.
Oh yeah, you're right.
No, we get subs sometimes. I just don't stream because I don't have time.
Hey, happy September.
Happy September. Oh.
Oh.
Guess what? You got 2 hours left of September.
Shoot, frick.
Get your gift.
Chat, I'm hot and I'm
Yeah.
hot and cranky.
Yeah, guys.
I'm going.
I'm leaving.
I'm leaving. This thing is hot and I don't want to take it off on stream. So I'm gonna do it off stream. We're busy anyway. We gotta go play Kalimba and watch Daryl.
Yeah, the new season of the Daryl Dixon show is premiering. It's premiered, and we're gonna go watch it.
An hour ago. We're gonna go do that.
Ago. So yeah, maybe you guys should go watch it as well. Go watch the first season.
Maybe if you want.
It's a good show.
It's good. It's nice. I like it.
I like it. I'm smiling.
Hey, I'm smiling.
But yeah, hope everybody has a great week. If you're dealing with the hurricane effects, my thoughts are with you. I hope that you're not dealing with too much destruction or stress.
I hope not.
But if you're not dealing with a hurricane, I hope you're having a great weekend and that you have a great week. And I appreciate everybody.
Yeah, I appreciate you all as well. Let me know when you bought your Kalimba.
Yes.
What your songs are you're playing on it. Let me know what you think of the new Daryl season. Let me know what your craziest Hear Me Out is.
Yeah.
And why it's Pikachu.
Why is it Pikachu?
Why is it Pikachu? Why is it always Pikachu?
Why is it always Pikachu?
It's always Pikachu. Have a lovely night.
From Little Bear.
Oh.
Oh no! Get her off the screen.
No. Oh goodness.
That's her officer. The FBI is gonna show up in my house. No. Bye guys. We love you, and we'll see you in the next episode. Okay. Bye.
Bye.